Meta is facing a new class action lawsuit over its AI smart glasses and their lack of privacy after an investigation by Swedish newspapers found that workers at a Kenya based subcontractor are reviewing footage from customers' glasses, which included sensitive content like nudity, people having sex, and using the toilet. Meta claimed it was blurring faces and images, but sources disputed that this was blurring consistently worked. The news prompted the UK regulator, the Information Commissioner's Office, to investigate. Now, the tech giant is facing a lawsuit in the United States as well. In the newly filed complaint, alleged that Meta violated privacy laws and engaged in false advertising. And this is really a problem that we've seen before. The one that most immediately comes to mind was pretty much a very similar situation with Siri recordings. They were being sent to a bunch of contractors for review when that was not clearly stated in Apple's privacy policy. I believe there have been similar cases with other voice recording systems like Alexa. It's just a sign that these big tech companies, they're not going to be treating your data properly and they're not going to be giving it the protection that it needs because they are more interested in consuming all of this data as much as possible, just with complete disregard to your own privacy or personal data. Hopefully, there's a big punishment for Meta here, but I can't imagine a lot is going to change, unfortunately. I remember back when Google Glass originally came out. And there was this glass holes term for people who wore it and were constantly recording in public spaces. And now all of this stuff is kind of being normalized, unfortunately, and there isn't as much pushback anymore.
In 2025, over 7 million people bought Meta's smart glasses. The reason there's a lawsuit is because Meta's advertising specifically says, and I quote, "You're in control of your data and content, built for privacy, designed for privacy, controlled by you." When you explicitly say in your advertising that like you control your data and then find out that there was no toggle not to submit the footage and people are reviewing it, I hope, I'm not a lawyer, but I feel like they've got a really solid case here. These companies are just so out of control, and there is no data privacy law in the US, at least not universally. There's a patchwork of limited laws. Like somebody here said, there's some states in the US which don't allow facial recognition without explicit consent. Yeah, there's like 2 or 3 that I'm aware of. I think there's like Texas, Illinois, probably California with their privacy law, and maybe like a couple others. But you know, overall, there is no like US version of GDPR that says like, hey, here's the bare minimum. And the more we go through this stuff, the more I feel like we really need something like that, that just kind of sets a standard, some kind of bare minimum thing so that ordinary people don't have to jump through 150 hoops just to try to have like a basic level of privacy. It's so insane.